Greetings, fellow ninjas, and welcome to the dojo. I'm Skeptic Ninja with a review of Vampirella #1. Vampirella #1 intrigued me ever since I heard that Christopher Priest Newsarama interview. And oh my god, if you haven't seen it yet, type in Christopher Priest space Newsarama, Newsarama, and just prepare yourself for a gleeful little ride. It was so much fun watching him just bone the other guy. Oh my god, deboned him. Jeez. So anyway, Christopher Priest, awesome writer. He was on Deathstroke, he did Deadpool, he's done Black Panther, and now he's doing Vampirella, and doing a great job in my opinion. So let's take a look inside the book. Ooh, nice pick of Vampirella. By the way, I got the Frank Cho cover, but oh my god, look at all these covers. These covers. Here, let's get back here to some covers. Yeah, oh my god. There's like page after page after page of covers. Even the amazing, awesome Hail Caesar, Ethan Van Sciver, has his own cover with the inimitable Cyber Frog on the cover. Apparently he was supposed to be kissing Vampirella, but Ethan decided he didn't want to do that. All right. So this comic is all about who? It's all about this little scantily clad vampire girl. Now, who is she? I mean, that is a very important question. Let's do this. Now, who is this Vampirella? Well, let's start off with Forrest J. Ackerman created her back in 1969 as a horror hostess to accompany his other magazines, which were Uncle Creepy, Cousin Eerie, and she behaved a lot like an Elvira or Rod Serling or Crypt Keeper, where she would start out introducing a horror vignette, play the story, and then afterwards provide a pun, amusing anecdote, or some sort of lesson. But thing about Vampirella is that was great for a while, but after 3 issues, everybody wanted to see more of this girl. Now, if you look at her, Vampirella is a good name for a horror hostess like Elvira or Crypt Keeper, and her outfit is nice and flashy and hot showgirlish, kind of like a horror hostess would look like. So she fits the look of a horror hostess, but action star, you're going to have to come up with some reasons why her name is Vampirella and she dresses like that, right? Okay. Now let's get back to our little vampire girl. Who is she? Where'd she come from? Well, to begin with, Vampirella has the powers of just, kind of a vampire. She isn't... she doesn't have any problems with the sun. She's fast, strong, has some mesmerizing powers. She used to turn into a bat, but they've changed that, so I think they've changed it. So she has giant wings that burst out of her body. Oh my god, there's a beautiful picture of that in here. Ooh, here it is. Had to show that to you. Hey, boys and girls. They used to have pictures like this in comic books. They used to have splash pages. Yes. Okay, here's a first splash page. Now it's only 1 page, but it's still pretty cool. It really provides desolation and evil and fear and just darkness all together. And this is all done by Ergun Gundoz. Really excellent artist. I love his style. You can see more of him on Instagram. He has quite a bit there, and he's easy to find. And, alright, and let's see. She also has supernatural senses. She's immortal and, well, just basically vampire without the vampire deficits. Except I think think von Danniken has thought of stabbing her through the heart. Okay, but okay, where'd she come from? Well, Warren Publishing, Forrest J. Ackerman, originally gave her an origin that was kind of similar to a certain Kryptonian you might know of. What they did is make her the last surviving member of a dying planet. She came from Draculon, which had blood instead of water. Blood was kind of the lifeblood of Draculon, like water is the lifeblood of our planet. She was one of many people who were dying off. She found a spaceship that had come to Draculon from Earth. She drank the blood of the astronaut in it and was surprised to find he had blood in his veins. And then took the spacecraft back to Earth, hoping to find more blood. But in fact, she ended up teaming up with 3 people. Conrad Van Helsing, who's a blind, older, psychic descendant of the original Van Helsing. Vampirella's love interest and Conrad Van Helsing's son, Adam Van Helsing. And Pendragon, who was kind of a bumbling magician who used to be some sort of great sorcerer. I think at this point they're all dead. I know that Adam Van Helsing was killed in Vampirella number 25, and I think number 25 as in a couple of reboots and into the Harris Publishing. Oh, should take you to Harris. Harris changed her origin, so instead of her being a science fiction alien type vampire, she was instead a supernatural vampire. She came from hell, actually. She was the daughter of famous Jewish demon Lilith. You can find her in the book of Adam and Eve. And anyway, she would fight supernatural evil. And she kind of has a girl next door personality, kind of wide-eyed and always surprised and interested. And so anyway, that's Vampirella for us. So let's look at the story that Christopher Priest has given us. Okay, it starts with a crash. Apparently this is a combination train and plane crash. Okay. There's a train. And over here is a plane. Ooh, look at that splash page. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Let's look at her. This is my one distraction. Okay, look at her. She's got half her head shaved. Now, here she is, just a normal, average little girl who's off on a bicycle, and here's all this horror surrounding her. Now, normally she would contrast all this horror with her normalcy and her beauty. Well, not beauty, but her innocence and her sweetness and all that. And then instead, we're treated with half her head shaved. That just brings up questions as to who would shave the head of a child, and why would they let them go to school like that? That's crazy. Okay. So here we have Ergun Gundaz's beautiful splash page showing the down jet and Vampirella inexplicably standing unharmed next to it. Now, here's where I want to get into a quick rant. I don't mind 3D. I don't mind 3D in comics. I really don't. Because as an artist, your time is extremely valuable. And do you want to spend that time? In fact, if someone is commissioning you, do they want you to spend that time drawing toasters and blenders and cars and extremely complex submachine guns, or do they want you drawing stuff like this? You, as a storyteller, you are conveying emotion, you are conveying excitement. You're not there to get all the flanges correct and a portable air conditioner. No. Okay, so here we've got Vampirella. Vampirella has just been hit with a lot of trauma. She's upset, she's out of her mind with grief, And then she does something very normal. She kind of goes comatose. Her mind is trying to come to grips with all of this pain and all of this loss. She just sits there. She gives short, inaccurate answers. None of them are cute. None of them are funny. None of them are puns. She just slowly tells the therapist what he asks her to tell him. That is so real. And you know this would have been blown by a less capable writer who would have had her do funny little jokes and puns and cutesy pie stuff, even though people she knew had just been killed. Now, the Samuel L. Jackson type therapist here kind of threw me off for a while, because I've never met a professional who uses urban slang. Professionals, I don't care what their race are, they are strictly using professional language. They're using very high class sort of vocabulary. They're not going to be using "where dat werewolf." However, it occurred to me that if he was professional, if he had been acting the way a psychiatrist should behave, and he wasn't. A psychiatrist would not tell her that such and such does not exist. Because if you're dealing with someone in a trauma or who is suffering from schizophrenia, you do not challenge their perceptions, because that can throw them into massive tantrums, even violent tantrums. So you never do that. But I don't care. In this case, it's okay, because what he's doing is he's providing a kind of lighthearted view of lighthearted layer of this entire situation. Otherwise, both the therapist and Vampirella would be flat. And by the way, talking about beautiful, just look at how Vampirella has been drawn here. And I'm showing you her face. She has a beautiful face. And Ergun Gunduz reminds me a lot of Nagel in how sharp and how bright his colors are, how all of his outlining just focuses your eye right where it should be on her face. Just very beautiful. And look at the way he can convey emotion. That is so important as an artist. So important. Okay, now I want to warn you, this is almost entirely exposition. This is entirely the therapist as a tool for exposition, telling the audience who Vampirella is, who the bad guy is, what happened, what she feels about it, and basically bringing you up to snuff on the book. As such, can be a little dry. So I do welcome this little bit of action here. And by the way, I was not confused by the action at all. It's pretty straightforward. And we've got our new villain, Christ. K-R-E-I-S-T. By the way, in German, E-I is always I and I-E is always E. There are no exceptions. They look at English as there are no rules, but in German there are some very, very specific rules. Okay, Christ. So, we have a lot of really nice art. Come to the end. I'm not going to reveal what happens at the end, but it is rather interesting, and it does tell you what kind of origin they're going for and what they're looking for from Vampirella. So yeah, highly recommend this. Highly recommend the entire Christopher Priest written line. He is a master, so please subscribe, hit the bell for a notification, and yeah, hope to see you again. Thank you from Skeptic Ninja. Goodbye.